Okay, I hope we are live to everyone. There's a lot going on here. A lot of buttons to press, a lot of things to do. I do have everybody in the chat. We are going live, I think, if I'm correct, to all of them. So we should be live to all kinds of places, to several Facebook pages, YouTube, and a couple others. I'm not really sure what all they are there. But if you guys are listening, I am watching the chat tonight. So please drop me a little gibbering. What's going on? DJ Rez, Howie, what's going on? Ron, what's going on? That one rhymed, and I did not intend it to. I think we have a good show tonight. We're going to wait a couple seconds so everybody gets on here. So if you've ever watched the show before, basically what it is is that sometimes I'm hooked up behind here with the full decks and everything and show mixing techniques and everything like that. But tonight is the show that I do every single year, and we're over here on the studio computer tonight because I'm using the double screens and showing stuff, so that's why I'm over here. So we're getting everybody into the chat. So once everybody gets in the chat, then I'll go through my spiel as always, but definitely doing some shout outs. Hello to Todd. And Jesse, what's going on? Trying to see who's all in the chat. If you are watching this on one of the Facebook channels, as of right now, I do not know how to watch those chats. So if you make comments over there, I can't see them right now. I didn't have the link for that. I totally forgot about getting the link for that because there is something that I can do to follow all those. But if you don't want to join the chat, since I don't have the links for everything tonight, feel free to jump over on the YouTube Disc Jockey News YouTube page, and you can join the chat in there. The video and everything's right there, whether it be from a mobile device or whatever. I'm here tonight. I'm going to talk about some stuff, answer some questions. It's going to be a little bit of everything tonight. Just chilling out in the studio, which is pretty much all I ever do. No, I'm kidding. We got a lot of good stuff going on Disc Jockey News and a lot of stuff coming up in the future that I can't talk about yet. So I won't talk about that, but we're going to get everybody a couple minutes here in the chat to join in. Carlos, what's going on? Hello. And then we're going to get into the thickness of tonight's topics and stuff. So I'll make sure everybody's in and welcome and all that kind of stuff. If you are watching this on demand, you can skip forward a little bit ahead if you want to, or just stick around. Basically, I do this once a month. Dave Hernandez, what's going on, Dave? And normally it's done with the decks and stuff because it's called Music and Mixing. It's a lot. We talk a lot about mixing and the mix DJ and the stuff he does, and I show techniques and people have questions when I have the turntables out and all that kind of stuff. Tonight's going to be a little different. We're going to talk a little bit about some stuff, but it'll be good. So we're going to wait like one more minute maximum, and then we're going to go ahead and just jump into tonight, and I'll talk about it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm still saying hello to anybody in the chat who jumps in and what's going on. I really wish I could tell you guys some of the stuff that's coming up because I don't even know everything about it. I'm still trying to play catch up myself. So I can't answer questions. Insiders people, if you want to be a part of the DJNTV Insiders, you can join that and you'll get a lot of this information that I can't talk about in there. Randy, what's going on? Welcome, Randy. I think my camera is a little lopsided tonight. There we go. That's a little bit better. Nope, not better. A little bit better, not better. There we go. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to jump into it tonight. DJ Tracks, what's going on? I'm still going to try to say hello to everybody in the chat as I go along. But this is a show that I actually do every year, but I'm going to do it a little bit different this year. If you want to watch last year's show, you can still go on Disc Jockey News and type in, what was it called? Pimp Your Gear? Pimp Your Gear, I think was the name of the title. Let me double check here. Yeah, Pimp Your Gear. And it was episode 40 of Music in Music and Mixing from 2018, almost 1 year ago. And in there, I talked about everything you could do to make your gear fancy. You know, whether it be skins or stickers or lights or custom knobs or custom headphones. That's one I think you should go and watch again. It's episode 40 of Music and Mixing called Pimp My Gear. But tonight I'm going to take it a little further. Instead of it being a shopping list, because this time of year is the time of year for doing all kinds of gift giving and gift receiving. And I just found out about a new holiday that I didn't even know existed called Singles Day, and it started over in Europe and Asia, and it's about celebrating the fact that you're single, believe it or not. And it actually is a bigger selling day because they do it as a buy yourself a gift day because you're single. And they actually sell more on Singles Day, November 11th, 1-1-1-1, because all the ones is single. They actually sell more on Singles Day than Black Friday and Cyber Monday combined. So that's how big that is. So we just had that. We have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the whole Christmas season coming up, Hanukkah and all that kind of stuff where gifts are being given. And what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to talk about my wish list. Like last year, I was just talking about things that you could do or ask for or that kind of stuff. But for this year, it's going to be 100% my wish list. Some of these things are going to be real things that you can purchase, and some are things that I in my head want, and I'm going to tell people that I want it, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to try to get to the chat questions if I can here in a bit. I'm going to try to go through my thing in the first 30 minutes, and then we'll answer questions. To answer tracks about Sound Switch, I've done nothing with Sound Switch because I DJ almost 100% at clubs and bars. I'm almost never at a place where I run lighting or sound. So I think in 2019 I've maybe taken speakers out 3 times maximum. And that's literally all I've taken speakers out in 2009, maybe 3 times. That's speakers and lights, that's what I mean. And one of them was a rental even. It was just I rented it to somebody, and that was it. So, like I said, the show is about music and mixing and all that kind of stuff. I'm looking at my window there, and I think I'm freezing a little bit. I apologize if I'm freezing and if the sound's not working. I can't tell on this end whether it is or whether it isn't. So we're just going to keep moving forward. So on my wish list, like I said, I'm going to talk about some things that I think, things that I wanted in the DJ world. This is all about DJ world, things you want, and I guess, again, some of it's going to be made up. Now, one of the things that I have been wanting for years, I finally got myself this year because I found a company that could do it, and I've been wanting them for years, found a company, and went through it and actually had them at the DJ Expo. So if you were at the DJ Expo this year and you ran into me, you probably got one of these thrown into your hands. Now, it may just look like an ordinary everyday business card with my info on the back there. But what it is, in fact, is a business card and a sticker combined. So that it's the idea of it is, I'm going to try to peel this off here while I'm talking. The idea is the person can have a sticker on whatever they want to have the sticker on, but yet they can still maintain my business card with my information. And that was one of the things that I've been wanting on a wish list for years was the sticker business card, and I got them this year, and I was so freaking pumped about it. Sticker Robot, they do regular squared off stickers, round stickers, but I got the custom sticker, as you know, that is in the shape of my logo. And they did the shape, the cut, the print, everything there, and sent it to me, and I was very happy with it. Like I said, I'm freaking pumped that I have sticker business cards now because I used to have both, and I like the idea of being able to give out both because DJs like stickers, so DJs can pull the sticker off, slap it on something if they want, but they still have my business information, and they don't lose that. And that's one of the things I like about that. And it's even great for giving to kids at events or anything like that. They got stickers, and that's it. But this is the company that gave it, Sticker Robot. I know it's a crazy name. If you want to see what they're like, it's what I did first is I got a sticker sample. I had them send me a pack so I could physically touch them and feel them to see if it was what I wanted. And they sent me those, and I said, yes, this is what I want. And then I went ahead and made the order. And I got them, and they got them to me before DJ Expo, and I got to hand them out at DJ Expo. So that was one of my wish lists that actually happened this year. So I was pretty pumped about that. I've been actually wanting those for years, and I'm pretty pumped about that. All right, I kind of divided my wish list up into different things, like laptop controller, headphones, different things like that, and I'm going to talk about them. So we're going to first talk about laptops. Now, I know some people out there are Mac or Windows. I'm not going either direction on that, because the direction I'm going to go is going to be way solid-state drives, has an onboard video card with RAM on the video card, plus the RAM on the thing itself. I really like it. It's very powerful. If you go and watch any of the shows that I do back there, everything off of the shows is ran off of my DJ laptop. So I have the controller hooked up to the laptop. I have a second screen hooked up to the laptop. I have a USB mixer hooked up to the laptop. I have two cameras hooked up to the laptop, and I'm running virtual DJ software to do the DJing from. I'm doing OBS for the broadcasting side of it, and I'm also doing YouTube because I'm running it through there and all that. Well, tonight it's the live stream that it's running through that, and all of that's done on one computer, and that's why I like that. But I want to go a different direction. Screw laptops. I want companies to start making apps of their DJ software. And I'll explain a little bit later when I talk about controllers why this is so important to me. So I use Virtual, and if you use whatever, I'm just going to use Virtual as an example. I want Virtual to come out with an app to be put on a tablet that works exactly the same as it does on the computer. And I'll explain why here in a bit. So that's the first thing I want. DJable apps. And I know you're going to tell me there are apps out there like that. I don't want to go to another app. That's the whole idea. And when I get to the controllers, I'll explain further. I do not want to go to another app or another program. So saying, oh, but so-and-so program works as an app. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in what I use or what you use. So if you're a Serato user, I'm interested in you being able to have a Serato app on a tablet that works exactly the same as it does on your computer. And I'll explain here in a minute why. So that was my first thing. Apps for DJ software. I'm going to go into that again a little bit further here. One of the other things that's on my wish list, and I've been debating for so freaking long, and I actually have a couple friends who have these, and I didn't even realize they had them until one day I saw them plugged in. But they make stickers. They're almost stickers because they're that thin for the back of your laptop. Because like my laptop has my logo on it in vinyl. And that's all it is. It's just plain. But these ones that actually light up, and I'm going to share that. The company calls Sticker Light, and this is their thing that they're going to run through it. So these are on the back of the laptop as you're seeing here, and it lights up, and you can have the lighting to do whatever you want, whether it reacts to the sound or just moves back and forth, all these different things. They run off battery packs so that you don't have to have them plugged into anything, but you can. And this is something that I've been wanting for the longest time, and my reason for saying why I don't get it is because I'm not cool enough, and I know that's a stupid thing to say, but that's how I feel with this. Is that I think that these things are so cool, and I'm just not cool enough to have something like this. So that's one of my things on my wish list is the light up backing for the tablets. And again, I know a lot of you out there who watch this show are mobile DJs, but again, the show Music and Mixing is about the mix DJ, the bar DJ, the club DJ, the festival DJ, ones where the whole presentation of you is your one-upmanship on everything else, whether it be through equipment or skills and talent on there. And it's not about being on the mic. It's not about how many lights you have. It's about what you bring right there, sound and boom, boom. But this is one of the things that I really would like to have, Sticker Light. And there's another company called Luma Media that does the exact same thing. I like them both. They're great. But this is something that I kind of want. Again, if you have questions, kind of hold them off to the end. I can't really jump back and forth and see the questions too much here. I will jump back into the questions here in about a little bit. I won't be long on this. We're just going to zap through these, and then we can go back and answer questions or talk more detail, that sort of thing. The next thing I want is something that I've actually been working on. There are companies that make them out there, but they're not as customizable as I want. So for those of you who use a laptop to DJ, you know that there are shortcuts on your keyboard to do things. And a lot of guys, especially a lot of the Serato guys, use those keystrokes for like all night long, for loading tracks, for instant doubles, all kinds of stuff. And I know people who have stepped into new situations where they did not have the mixer or the controller they were used to, so they had to rely on some of those shortcuts. Well, there are stickers out there for Serato to be able to be stuck to your thing. So if you go, holy crap, how do I do an instant double? You can look on there, there's a sticker. But for some of the other software, there is not so much out there, and if there is, it's really bland. But what I want to see is some customizable stuff. Now, one of the companies that I'm looking at called 4Keyboard, and they have quite a few different options, and this is the virtual DJ one that they have, and you can see it there, and these can be shortcuts. But what I want to see is a company that does customize. Now, this company also does ones that are for all kinds of different things, for Windows, for PCs, different languages. You can get ones on there for Ableton stickers, for your Ableton keyboard. You can get stickers on there for Tractor keyboard shortcuts, all that kind of stuff. But I would like to see a little bit more of this customized so that I can get what I want. So if I program button Z to do something and I want a special key sticker for it, I want that. So again, not all of these are things that you can go out and get. Some of them are things I want, and I kind of have an idea what I want to try. I have a really nice label maker that I thought about doing stuff for that, for the shortcuts that I use on mine, that I can be able to make customized ones and just pop them on there if I want. But I kind of want to have to be creative because my keyboard is a backlit keyboard, and I still want to retain that if I can. But like I said, I wish somebody else made them instead of me having to go through the process of trying to figure this out. But that's one of the things that I want there. And the last thing I want for laptops, and this is something that I don't think it matters what kind of DJ you are, and probably even if you aren't a DJ, this would be something that you would like, and we are seeing it come about. But I want rid of all of the proprietary power cords out there. So I don't want my power cord to my brand of computer to be different than someone else's brand of computer. I understand you have to have different wattages for different things, but I don't want to have, if I have two, this brand here and this brand here, and I know they're the same thing, but they have different plugs on the end that plug into the computer, and they don't mix and match. That drives me bananas. I want to see it. I know we're pushing a lot of it towards the USB-C, which I'm great if we go that way, but just I'm sick of this because, like I said, the Lenovo computer that I use has a specific power cord plug on the end that is almost exactly like a USB plug. It's rectangled. It's almost identical to that. And I've actually went out and purchased 3 power cords so that I never, if I ever forget one, I have a full setup in the back of the car at all times. There's a setup in the DJ bag that's back up on there on the wall, and there's a set in my case that I carry. So I always have that because if I forget or if the power cord craps out, it's such a unique kind of power cord that's proprietary only to that kind of computer. I'm screwed if I don't get it. I know Mac is a little bit different. You guys have, the stuff that mix and matches a little bit, but yet some of them don't, I know. But I would like to see it all unified just because that's one of my wishes for my wish list is no more proprietary cable plugs, so that we can all work together. And that's pretty much it. Now, on to controllers. Now, this is something that I spend a lot of time studying and doing different things about the DJ world. And one of the things is that a few years ago, a few of the companies stopped putting the... let me move my screen here a little bit. If something hanging over... There we go. That's why. Stopped putting the knobs and buttons the way they had always been in an asymmetrical layout. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this was always the layout here. Now, what it is, and I know it doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but the right and left deck, and that's really not showing the right and left deck too well there, but the right and left deck have the pitch faders to the right of the platter, have the play and cue buttons to the left of the platter, and everything is mirrored more or less, not mirrored, but exact. So it would be like having 2 turntables or 2 CDJs, and it's always been like that, to where on both sides I would use the pitch fader with my right hand and nudge the platter with my left hand. But a few years ago, they started coming out with to where it's mirrored and opposite. So where on the right side, it's correct, where the pitch fader moves up and down with my right hand and I nudge with my left, but I go to the other deck and it's backwards and it screws me up and I hate it. So I want all of them to go back to the asymmetrical layout. And here's one of the things that I actually found out this summer, and from what I hear, I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but the companies that do currently run theirs in symmetrical mode are switching back, or at least they're switching back on almost all of their new equipment. So there may be some controllers coming out with the symmetrical layout with the pitch faders kicked outside and opposite, but for the most part, all the companies that had switched are switching back. Now, to you, it may not mean a lot. They did I think it was Digital DJ Tips, did a questionnaire. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer them being on the same side, opposite sides, or it doesn't matter? And only, I think it was like 20% wanted them to be opposite. They wanted the symmetrical. Another 30% said they didn't care one way or the other, and the rest preferred it to be asymmetrical the way it's always been. So to me, I look at that and go, everybody's okay except for 20% with it being the way it was. Why did we change? So that's one of the things on my list that I want, is that all of those go back to being on the asymmetrical lineout. I would love to see a new MC7000 with that. The Prime 4 did come out with it that way, and I'm happy about that, but I would definitely like to see an MC7000 with it that way. If you want to learn more about the symmetrical versus asymmetrical, I did a video about a year ago that is within there, and I put the link to that video in the show notes below. So whether you're watching on demand, like don't watch it now if you're watching live, but on demand, there's a link down there to go watch that video and how I talked about that. And it's a year old, so some of the equipment I'm going to talk about in that video was old. But all of the brands and all the different things I'm talking about tonight, I put a link for them in the show notes below. So check that out. But like I said, the asymmetrical one video, link to it is in the show notes below. So go check it out. Like I said, I've done a boatload of these episodes. I've done over 160 of the Rewind Report. I'm doing the new Virtual DJ. So there's a boatload of my videos out there. Go check some of the older ones out, because 99% of the time when someone asks me a question, I just send them to a video of something I've already done and explain the whole thing. And that's usually kind of the easiest. Some people might say it's a cop-out, but it's kind of easier for me just to send that to you. So that's there, and that's enough about the symmetrical versus asymmetrical, because, again, that's a wish. When it comes, we want to go back and talk about the Prime 4 here in a second. And those who know, the latest Pioneer just came out that was a standalone, and they had one before, but the newer one. But all of those are, again, go back to where I'm going to get to in a minute, where I went back to before, where I want a tablet with my software, because most of the people are not interested in, not saying they never will, but aren't interested in buying an all-in-one and having to relearn software, have to reset up things in there. They want to continue with what they've always been using, the way they've always been using it. So if you give me a tablet with an app that works just like Virtual or works just like Serato, and instead of putting a thumb drive in that all-in-one unit with a screen on it, forget the screen on there. Let me be able to wire in USB from the tablet to the unit for the screen. Let me have my songs on that tablet, because people can say, oh, tablets aren't that big, but they're getting there. So in the future, you will have tablets with 1 and 2 terabytes, and I don't care what you say, you don't need to go out with more than that. If you have more than that, I guarantee that you're going to have majority of your songs that aren't played, because I've had people go, oh, no, honestly, and we'll go through their system, and there's stuff that has been there for 5 years and has never been played. So tablets that have apps that work with the songs on there, that I can plug that into an all-in-one. I can walk into a DJ club, I can walk into a festival and plug my tablet into it and use my software and my songs on that unit. And I don't have to learn a new software like Rekordbox or Engine Prime, because very few people want to do that. And I did that this summer because I had to spin on the Prime 4 and got to spend a couple weeks with the Prime 4 before I went to the expo and spun for Denon on the showroom floor. And it's just not an experience that I see a lot of guys. I mean, like I said, I'm in this business, so I'm always here doing this. And I'm not the norm. So most people aren't interested in starting from scratch with new software on a piece of equipment. So that's why I want the apps, the tablets, and the all-in-ones to not be all-in-ones, aside from me being able to plug my stuff into it and run the way I want to run it. And the last thing that has to do with controllers is really simple. That was my rant about that. But there is a company. Did I bring up a thing here for them? I think I did. Yeah, there it is. That I'm actually thinking about doing. Putting a skin on the controller. A lot of guys do that on whether it be their turntables, their CDJs, their Rain 12s or controllers, and I want to do that. And this is the company that does that. It's called 12-inch skins, and there are actually a couple companies out there. The other one is called Style Flip, and Style Flip actually has kits for everything, for headphones and everything. But the 12-inch skins, I'm going to show. Basically, I'm just going to show the ones for my 7000. Let me do left screen. All right, so you can have choice of doing shiny ones or non-shiny, and then when you go into some of the options let you do custom templates and stuff like that, templates or however you pronounce that. and you can do multicolors. This is the one I was thinking about getting. Probably would not get the red platters. I'd probably just go with the black platters. But there are bunches of them out there like this. If you have the new Pioneer, the 12. I just blanked on the name of it. 1000. Thank you. They actually have custom templates for that. So not only do you have the colored ones like that I was mentioning, but you can download this and create your own from scratch. And you can get really creative. And that's one of the things on my wish list that I want to do. And the reason I want to do that, one of the biggest reasons I want to do that is that because I'm DJing 3 to 4 nights a week. Like last weekend's a good example. I did 5 gigs in 3 days, 2 on Thursday, 1 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. So I'm DJing a lot. My hands are on that thing constantly. And it gets dirty. It gets nasty. It wears the paint out from the oil on your fingers, from scratching and moving and doing stuff. It wears out. This saves it, so when you go and sell it, it doesn't look as bad. That's one of the main purposes that I want to do this, is to protect it so it doesn't look so bad when I go and sell it. And this is a good way to protect your stuff from people dropping stuff on there, little scratches, different things like that. So that's my last controller wish. Now we're going to jump into something that is extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? Subjective, I guess is the way to say it, is headphones. Now, I currently use the Pioneer X5s, which I really like. They're probably my favorite headphones that I've ever gotten. A lot of the companies give me headphones, so I haven't paid for a set of headphones in so long, it's not even funny. But of all the ones that have been given to me and I've used, I love these Pioneer X5s. But this past summer, I got a chance to try on the X10s. And the X10s are just... Is this the X10 here? I can't see the thing here. So this is the X10, yeah. So I'm going to share. And this is the X10, and they all kind of look the same. But at the Expo this year, one of the booths there had the ability to where you could try on all of those headphones, the X5s, the X10s, and what is the other one that they have? X7, I think, or whatever it is. And I was so freaking blown away by how those X10s sounded. It's not even funny. Like, there was such a day and night difference. Now, keep in mind that the X10s, depending on, because they have a, what do you call it, carbon fiber version, I think, and some other stuff, they'll run you anywhere from $300 to $400. But the thing is with these is that the components can be replaced. So if you do blow out an ear, you can just get a new driver. And everything in the entire 300 headphone, the X10 headphones, are 100% replaceable. So if you break something, that part can be replaced instead of buying a new $300 headphone. But the sound difference between them is just, I couldn't believe, because I like the way that the X5 sounded, but the X10s are just substantially different. And again, we're not talking about a studio headphone, we're talking about a DJ headphone. So there's specific sounds that you want, and also each ear is very kind of tuned to different things. And this is one of the things that I've learned over the years, is that I honestly believe that most DJs are absolutely deaf. So when you're deaf and you add a lot of bass to a headphone, it sounds muffled and sounds bad. But if you have good ears, that bass is there, as clear as the mid is there, as clear as the high is there. And that's one of the things why I like these, because I know I have good ears, and it makes everything so clear. It doesn't muddy it up because there's a lot of bass. I want to hear that bass because that's what I'm mixing to. That kick is what I'm mixing to. So I need to hear that as plain as can be. But also, I need to be able to hear the highs and the lows as they bring stuff in, so that I can blend in different things, so that the songs that I do transitions just aren't cuts or crappy or whatever like that. They all blend together. So that's one of the ones I want. Now the X5s also have, and I didn't get a good picture for this, I apologize. They have an X5 BT. So they're identical to the X5s, but they are both corded regular headphones and Bluetooth headphones. They run about $150. I really like them also. I'm definitely considering getting a pair of those. But like I said, they're really good headphones. But the X5s are the ones that I use. And then these are the X5 BTs, which are also Bluetooth besides regular headphones. So you can pop a regular cord in there, use them exactly as regular headphones. When you're done DJing, pop the cord out, kick them into Bluetooth mode, listen to music, talk on your phone, because it does have a mic that picks up all that kind of stuff. And that's definitely something that I think I would like to have in the future. This is another one that I'm considering getting, is the Denon 800 Denon DJ HP 800. They're about $150 also. I used them at the Expo this year. I do like them a lot. They're pretty equivalent. They're really comfortable on your ears. That was one of the things that amazed me, is how like soft that is. It's like baby soft on your ears, and I really like that. And the other ones that everyone is going to shoot down as soon as I say this, so I don't care if you don't like these headphones. I love them. But again, I don't want to pay a lot on that, is the Beats Pro. A lot of people don't like them. They say they sound crappy. Again, back to the deaf ear that gets muffled when you hear bass. If you have good ears, ask a kid how they sound, because a kid has good ears. Trust me, teens have way better ears than you do. They're going to say everything is clear, because that's the difference you're hearing. And this does have more bass than a lot of them do, and that's why I like it. This runs over $300. That's why I've never bought a pair. No one's given me a pair, so I've never bought a pair. But I do love the Beats Pro. I really like them. Software is the next thing. I really don't need anything because virtual is freaking awesome. I'm loving what I'm seeing Serato do over the past year or so, adding the play count, the day mode, the streaming music services, all of that. Serato is kicking freaking butt with all these updates that they're doing, and I want to see more of that. I need to go back and revisit Rekordbox again, because they're another company that just keeps adding and adding, where if you used Rekordbox 2 years ago, it's not the same Rekordbox. It's a totally different Rekordbox. So I don't really need to ask for a lot in the software world, other than software make app that I can use on my tablet that plugs into something. That's my software wish list right there. Cases. Now I'm going to show you a picture of a case, if I still have it here. Here we go. And this is a case that I purchased in the 90s, and it was for a company called American DJ, which then became American Audio, and then I think got bought up or purchased or switched over to ADJ. But it was really called American DJ, and they made different DJ equipments, and the one I bought, this was like one of my first CD players back in the day. That was terrible. It was cheap, but it worked. It got me going. For what I needed for a low price. And I ended up switching like less than a year later after I got those. But this case was the case that they came in. Now, the picture I'm going to show you is not the case with those things. I ended up taking them out of there and putting the Denon 1200s that I used for a while in the club as CD players, as then thumb drive, because they will run off a thumb drive. I ran them off thumb drive, no computer. And then later on, I custom MIDI mapped them myself to make them work with virtual. And this case is super light. I'm going to show the case here. This case weighs about 15 pounds maximum, and I have beaten this thing to death, and it stays solid. The reason I say I want this, and yes, there are 2 Red Bulls and Swedish Fish there. I tend to overdo it a bit when I DJ sometimes. But what I'm pointing out here is the fact is that I now have a slide top case for my 7000, which the 7000 weighs 15 pounds. And with the case, it kicks it up to about 57 pounds with the case. With that case, with the equivalent of how that's made, because it's thinner, it would be about 30 pounds. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, you got to have a case that's tough, in case you drop it. No, I'm the one responsible for it. I'm the one carrying it. I'm the one moving it. I don't need a flight case. I need a carry case, lighter. I just need it to hold the stuff in there with the cords and let me move. Because like I said, as the club DJ and the bar DJ that I am and the stuff that I do, there's multiples a night. So I'm walking in this tiny place trying to get through people up back steps that are about this wide with a backpack on and equipment, get up there, set up, 2 hours later, tear down, move on to the next thing. I don't want to be carrying 60 pounds of that with me with a 25-pound backpack and lug it down, because I'm in the city, so I may have to park 4 blocks away from the venue. So I walk up 4 blocks with this thing, go upstairs, DJ for 2 hours, come back down, walk 4 blocks, get in the car, drive across town to the next place, do the exact same thing over again. I want freaking lighter cases. When I talked to, it was either Pro X or Odyssey about 5 years ago about lighter cases, they told me, we used to make lighter cases, but everybody complained that they broke. And they said, we tried to explain to them, it's not a flight case, it's a carry case. And people were like, well, what am I supposed to do? Buy a flight case if that's what you want, but don't screw the rest of us who want lighter cases. We don't need the freaking heavy cases. I don't need them. I don't want them. The case I have for the 7000 also has about that much space below it. I don't need that. I don't need that. I need the equivalent thickness of the power pack for, because like I said, in mine, I keep power pack for the computer in there and the power pack for the controller in there and a mic. So it needs to be about the thickness of a mic, a handheld wired mic underneath it there. That's all the space I need. The rest of that is overkill. Like I said, for people like me who do this, there isn't a lot out there in choices. And trust me, I have looked far and wide on cases for the 7000 that are lighter, and they vary by just a few pounds. It's not a big difference, so I'm not going to spend another whatever amount of money I spent just to drop 4 pounds. That's not what I'm looking to do. So again, these are my wishes. Probably never ever see that in my entire life, is that. And finally, cords. I encourage you to buy extra cords because you never know when something craps out, and don't buy cheap cords. One of the things you want to spend money on, because this is the connection between your computer and your controller, it is extremely important that you have good cords. So go out and buy them. One of the companies that sells great ones is DJ Tech Tools, and it's the Chroma Cables. And they have them in all different colors, and they have the ferrite magnets on them and all the stuff, gold-plated, all that kind of stuff. They make right-angle ones if you want right-angle ones. They're a great company to get them from. So whatever you want, they're out there. Now, our wish list is I'm going to get a few more of these, and I actually recently just got gold-plated dual ferrite magnet cables recently as backups that I carry with me. And the final thing on my list is music. Now, we all know that streaming music is getting big out there. And if you go into Virtual DJ's Content Unlimited, and you see that they have quite a few different options there. And for those of you who are watching this live, tomorrow at 11:30 a.m., I have a video coming out talking about all of the streaming services that are capable on Virtual. And Virtual has 6 streaming services that you can use and choose from. But they all don't quite fit what I want. What I want is one that's kind of like the iDJ Pool, because if I search for Drake here in iDJ Pool, you are going to see songs the way that most DJs would have. Such and such single, such and such clean edit, explicits, remixes, quick mixes. That's what DJs want. We don't want the album cut. We need that. But in the same sense, they don't have quite as much variety of songs as I would like. So there are services out there to download music, and BPM Supreme I like, Promo Only I like, what's the other one? Prime Cuts, all this kind of stuff are great ones. But I want to see a little bit more of this in there and see streaming music that is more tailored towards the DJ. Now I know, like I said, you watch my video tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about SoundCloud Go Plus. I'm going to talk about Beatport Link and Beat Source. That will be soon coming, and those all we're definitely going to add to that. But I want them here now. I want the services to where maybe I pay my monthly thing to BPM Supreme and I get my downloads, but I can also get the same streams through them in case I need something like that. And if you don't understand about the streaming service and how it works, it's if I'm out DJing somewhere and somebody asks for something, I don't have to leave Virtual at all. All I have to do is go up here, search for this. So if I come up for Michael Jackson, search for a Michael Jackson song, and they want to hear Michael Jackson song, and I'm like, yep, there it is. And all I have to do is take it up there, drag, drop, and you'll see it load, and it's ready to play. Now, because you're seeing this pop up right here, because I'm not subscribing to them, it's not going to give me the whole thing, but if I subscribe to it, it would give the whole thing. So if I were to go over here to the Deezer, which I am a subscriber to, look for some Michael Jackson, and I'll load Billie Jean, and you'll see it. It'll just pop across there, and instantly it'll be ready to play. And as soon as that waveform loads all the way, if I lose internet connection, and as long as that waveform's loaded, I can play that whole song. And that's the thing, that if I need to grab something, I don't want to have to leave this program to go grab it. But I want to see some more things like that. Like I said, I would like to see something like the BPM Supreme, where I can get both in the same subscription. Both my downloads and my streams. So that's another one of my wish lists. Whether I oversee it or not, I don't know. But that's all that's on my wish list. I'm going to go to a commercial, and we come back, and I'll answer your questions about anything or nothing if you want. So we'll be right back after this commercial.
ADJ, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and DJNTV Insiders.
We lost sound halfway through that. I see. That's okay, though, but you got to see what our sponsors were. And if you get a chance, go the links to our sponsors are in the show notes below. Also, go click on them. Tell them that you saw them here on my show. All right, so I'm going to go back and look at some questions here if I can. Let's see what I can do. We got about 15 minutes. I know I started a little bit late. So I'm going to jump back here. Yeah, I see lots of people typing in the chat, so thank you so much for that. If I don't... oh, we got a DJ from Russia, DJ Chaikin. I'm not going to pronounce that right. I'm horrible. I have a friend from Ukraine, and she tries to teach me how to say things, and I can't say them, whatever. So hello. Gregory Marshall from Jamaica. Oh, wow. So we're getting international. That's one of the things I love about the show, how many people that join in from around the world. Greg asks, I'm new to DJing. Can I use the Rain 72 to DJ? Yes, the Rain 72 is awesome. A lot of guys who get to 12 like the Pioneer S9 better. I'm letting you know, I can't tell you what is coming, but there is a new 72 coming. I can't tell you anything about it, but there's a new 72 coming. There's a lot of companies have stuff coming between now and like February, so just a heads up on that. USB-C, that's right, Rez. I would love to see that on everything, phones, everything. So I'm sick of this whole proprietary crap. Dave Henderson said he got his done by Style Flip. There's a bunch of companies that do that kind of stuff. They're awesome. I definitely want to do that. Rez said he did it to his 1000 because it's a fingerprint magnet. Absolutely. I heard Dan Carpenter talking about how that the screws on the top of his controller have now rusted because of just his fingerprint touching things. Mine did the same thing. I laughed when he said about that. I'm like, trust me, every one of mine's nasty. So I definitely want to do that. Like my current one that I'm using, the 7000, I actually put clear plastic contact paper over just the mixer area for right now so that I don't mess it up because I'm constantly hands on it and I don't want to scratch it until I get the skin. But that's it. Rez talks about the V-Moda. I literally 2 years ago at the expo sat and tried on every single V-Moda. I don't like them. A lot of people like them. I think why I don't like them is because they don't twist, and I have a very short, fat neck, and when I put them around my head, if I can't twist them and flatten them out, I feel like I'm in a choking collar the whole time. So that's, I think, why I don't like the V-Modas. Again, I want bass. The V-Modas are kind of a middle range sort of thing. They're not a bass headphone, but they're good. Webb says he has the X5s. Let me see here. Arthur Jones has the blue skin for 7000. Cool. Oh, you wish Skull Candy made DJ headphones because they do make a lot of cool stuff. But if you go to that other one that what's his name just mentioned, Style Flip, you can get headphones done. So if you get a pair of headphones you like and you want them done a certain way, they can make them look however you want. Look here. I spoke to Odyssey at DJ Expo about this. Yeah, a lot of people do. And I think what it is that just, again, everybody wants everything to last forever, but they're not willing to commit to going, okay, I have to be a little bit nicer with it just simply because it's not made to be dropped. That's why the case is. For those of you who may be watching this on demand, I'm looking at the chat. The chat's going live now on YouTube, and I'm answering some questions in there, looking through some things. Possibly if it was carbon fiber. But again, if you saw that other case, Jimmy, I don't know if Jimmy's in the chat tonight or not, but Jimmy used to have one of those cases, and he talks about it too, how thin it is and how strong it is. It does not need to be, 5/8 wood. It doesn't need to be that. You can do an aluminum frame and do that, what's that plastic, not plastic core, but plastic vinyl, whatever it's called. I can't think of what it's called. And you can do that on there and do the aluminum frame and do that. So that's all I need. I just need it to hold it. That's all I need to do. I don't want to have to keep taking cords in and out. I want to be able to just take it out, pop it in there, and go. The carbon fiber would be freaking awesome. Would be expensive, but it'd be awesome. Carry Light. I don't know that company. Somebody talked to me about lighter cases. I don't know them. I've looked at a lot. I've actually looked into building. I actually drew up plans on mine. And there's a couple companies out there where you can get all the accessories, all the different things. I actually, no joke, and I don't know if I could find the picture or not. Now, these Carry Light are some of the hunting cases that guns and stuff are put in, if I'm correct on that. But let me make sure that's the right one there. But one of my early cases, and I actually got it from a friend of mine, where he had these were old Pioneer 100s or something, and had it in one of the plastic cases from them, and that's how he DJ'd with it, and it was awesome. I talked with Magma. I talked with UDG, I talked with all of the companies and weighed them all out, and there's not a big difference in the weight. Are you asking about the search, just the search bar for search font? He's talking about he asked him about how to get the search font bigger, and I think he's talking about the search bar. And if you are you talking about this right here being bigger? If that's what you're talking about. I do know that you can go in and check on your options browser font size button. If you check yes on the browser font size button, what that does is it puts scalable up and down buttons here that lets you scale all of that, but it does not change this. You can go into the XML file and change some of that because there is a lot that you can change in the XML file, but the search is, I think the search, if I'm correct, now please forgive me, both the search and the right-click font is connected to the font size you have on your computer. So if you have a small font running on the desktop of your computer, that is going to affect this and at least this. I know it affects this. I don't know if it affects the search bar, but it does affect the right-click menu font size. I do know that for sure. Person has Audio Technica. They're good also. Headphones. A lot of headphone talk. That's the thing why I really didn't want to get into a lot of headphone stuff, is because that it's very, very personal opinion when it comes to headphone, what sounds good and what doesn't, what fits, what doesn't, on ear, over ear, in ear, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I've been doing this for over 30 years, 32 years this month to be specific, and you wouldn't believe the amount of headphones that are right here in the studio. I can reach and grab 1, 2, 3, 4 headphones. 4 headphones just in my arm's reach right here. Everything from because I have an AKG for the studio for when I'm doing sound work in the studio, that I only use it just for that. I have another set of Pioneers here in the studio for listening. I have a cheap pair of Bluetooth that I bought that I'm not satisfied with, that I didn't pay much for them, but I'm not satisfied. Maybe I can get Pioneer if Jay's watching. Give me a price on that. I don't have to have it for free, Jay. Just give me a good price on the X5 BTs. I'm interested in those. And also maybe a price on the 300s. The 10s, because the 10s are, I'm blown away by the 10s. So that's just me. Yeah, Arthur Jones says about this, using the same plastic they make speakers out of for the cases. Like I said, if you're not a person who beats stuff up and makes stuff last, that other case, like I said, it had the plastics, but it also had corner guards. So it was plastic, but with corner guards, and 2 of the corner guards were plastic corner guards. So it's not just metal, plastic in a corner, but it's plastic on plastic. So you have 2 light things protecting it. And for me, that's all I needed. I just need something to carry it in, set it down, open the case, plug the electric cord in, plug the audio cord in, start DJing. When I'm done, unplug, put the top on, walk out. That's what I'm looking for. I do have a soft case for the 7000. Excuse me, I have to fix my mic cord here. I keep pulling on that. Which I use probably 2 nights a week, depending on where I'm at and where I can fit in with the case. Some places I DJ at, I can't fit the full case in there. I have to go in with the soft case and just wire. And I do have a soft case from Odyssey that I got, which I like. I use it a lot. But still would like to have a small, light case that I can leave the cords in, just pop stuff out, and not have to plug 20 things in. In fact, the same way we talked about the proprietary cords for the computers, I have 3 or 4. Wait, do I have 5 now? 4 cords just for the 7000. Well, I have 2 7000s because the one's still for sale. So if you're looking for 7000, hit me up. But I have both and I was going to post this last week and I didn't. I have both the kind that has the wart on the end with the plugs coming out of it, power cord for the 7000, and I have the other kind with the wart in the center with the cord and the cord going into the into the mixer, into the controller, and one into the electric. So I have both of those, and I don't know which ones you like better. I think I like the one with the wart in the middle instead of being on the end. That's just me. But I just have lots of those just because I don't want to get screwed out of something. If I'm out somewhere and something craps out, I'm not going to lose a night of pay over a cord, and that's all there is to that. Yeah, John in there talks about that. For those of you who are old, remember the old Samsonite commercial. There was a gorilla in the zoo just tossing around luggage, Samsonite luggage, and it wouldn't break. And that's what he means. So that I'm not going to toss my stuff around like that. I don't drop my stuff. I set it down. Even with the soft case, when I put it back in the car, I know which side is up for the knobs and which side's down. So when I put it in the car, I just don't flop it in the car. I'm going, okay, knobs up, and set it down that way. So I'm picky about that stuff, but I just would like something lighter, and that's part of my big wish list. Like I said, I've sat down at the expo, talked to a couple of them. I don't think any of them are ever going to make it. That's why I thought that I would make my own someday, and like I said, I had drawn up plans and stuff. But for those of you who have, and see if I can find a picture and show you here. See if I can find if they do a close-up of it. But the slide top case on a lot of like the Pro X's and different ones like that has a dovetail connection to it. So the one half has the positive, the male dovetail known as the negative, and it slides on that rail that way. So there's nothing mechanical. It's just two things sliding back and forth. And I called the company and I said, can I get replacement ones of those? Trying to get that so that I could build my own, because I did not want mechanical drawer sliders. I didn't want anything like that. I wanted those little metal slide things, no mechanical moving parts. And they're like, oh, we can't do that. And I'm like, what do you mean? It says on the website you can do all the parts replacement, and that's what I need. He goes, oh, we can on everything else. If you need corner pieces, if you need handles, if you need buckles, if you need the little L-shaped edge on the front so that your computer doesn't slide off, we can get you all of that. But those sliders, we can't get those. Those come from the factory that builds them, and they're the only people that have them. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So those can't be gotten at this point. Like I said, trust me, I have looked everywhere for them, but that may be my future, is to have to build my own. I don't know. If I do, I probably could make $1 million off of it. Not $1 million, but I probably make money off it because people do want that. I hear a lot of people talk about that. They do want that. So we don't have any other questions. And like I said, I know we started a little bit late tonight. We've been going for 52 minutes. So let's see, any questions about anything? It doesn't even necessarily have to be about my wish list. It can be about up-and-coming shows. Like I said, I have a new VDJ How-To coming out tomorrow morning at 11:30. So if you're watching this on demand, it's already out. Like if you're watching on demand after Thursday at 11 a.m. on November 21st, it's already out. It's pretty good. Like I said, it talks about that. People talking about speakers in there. What's this? Wab says I have Samsonite gym bag I'll use for cables and cords. Yeah. Like I said, it's always good to have extras. Always have extras, and have good extra ones, not crappy extra ones. And it can't even hurt to have a couple crappy extra ones with you too. Like I said, I have stuff in the DJ bag. I have stuff in the car. I have stuff in the case. So there's always backups of everything. TCH, Gus talks about TCH Hardware has a lot of stuff. I'm trying to remember the name of the company that I went to, that I looked up. I think it was Case Builder. I don't remember. The guy has this like Fu Manchu type mustache. I'm looking at it now. We'll look at it together here real quick. And we'll see what we can find here about parts, hardware, accessories. I don't know what's all in here. Feet, bumpers, handles, lashes, rack products. This is kind of what I was looking for. Now, see, these are the mechanical ones that I was talking about that I don't want. I do not want the mechanical ones. I want the dovetail ones is what I want. And that's the difference that I'm finding all of these, that every place can go, I have these, I have these. I don't want those. I wish I could remember. I know I have a picture somewhere of it. If I could find that. But anyways, that's what I'm hoping for. Someone is hoping to get a good price on the 1000 SRT. I don't know if I've not heard any DJ companies talk about, I haven't heard any. I haven't heard many when it came to hardware doing Black Friday. I just saw that Serato is doing 50% off the Serato suite on Black Friday. So if you were always wanted Serato, or maybe you have a partial license and you want everything, it's half off on Black Friday. So that's definitely something to look forward to. I really didn't hear a lot of the other ones. But like I said, those are all the parts and different things I'm looking for. Possibly build. I don't know. Yeah, Gus says too many moving parts. Yeah, that's why I said I like the railing, because there's no moving parts. It's just, it's like it just slides through on there and doesn't leave, and you can't, as long as you keep it oiled, it doesn't get bind up, because I do have to oil mine quite often. But like I said, I literally talk to the parts people and they're like, nope, can't get you that. So apparently there's something special about that can't be gotten, So, do you guys have anything in the chat? Anything you want to talk about? Any questions you want to ask? Any future shows you would like to see? People talking about subs and speakers in the chat. I hope you guys like these shows. I try to do them. There was a seminar that John sat in a while back, and it talked about the whole face of YouTube and social media right now, and how that short videos, kind of like my VDJ how-tos, my rewind reports, and different things like that, doing the short, quick things on stuff is really popular. But they said there's a big difference between doing the short videos and being popular, and the long videos like I'm doing tonight. That is, one is to drive traffic and get information, but this one builds a community that the other ones can't build, because the other one is just something I throw out there. You get the information, you move on, but we don't make a connection. And that's why I like to do the music and mixing show at least once a month, to try to make a connection with you guys, answer questions, maybe try to bring some creative new stuff in there. Like last year, I went down to my friend DJ Cadillac's, and we did a live broadcast from there, and we talked about his whole vinyl setup and DVS system. I know I had DJ Superfly on, and he did a whole thing one night with his reloops and Serato. So I'm going to keep those up. To let you know that in February 2020, I will be at the Photo Booth Expo in Las Vegas with a lot of other the Disc Jockey News presenters, and I will be presenting a question and answer session on both virtual DJ and basic mixing. So live. So you can, if you go to the Photo Booth Expo, I'm going to be doing a seminar on Monday evening that you guys can come and check that out if you have one of the passes. And I'm also going to be DJing in between some of the other presenters and stuff like that. So you'll be able to see what I'm doing there and ask questions live. So that'll be in February at the Photo Booth Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you want more information on it, jump onto either the DiscJockeyNews.com webpage or the Disc Jockey News Facebook page, or the Photo Booth News page or Photo Booth Expo page. There's several ways you can get there and get you the same information. DMX control, I would love to help you out with that, Rhett, but I know so little about DMX, it's not even funny. I can master slave stuff, and that's about it. I honestly, because I do so little with lights, and when I go out and do a show where I need sound and lights, I have 2 gig bars where I master slave them and let them run off audio all night. I don't mess with anything. I have the remote every once in a while. If it's a calmer song, I'll click the remote to slow it down a little bit or something, and that's about it for what I do for the shows where I come out with lighting and sound. Unless it's a really big event where I hire out lighting and sound, which I do that if I get hired for a big one. But like I said, I'm busy 3 or 4 nights a week doing the clubs and bars, keeping me busy. Like I said, last weekend was 5 in 3 days. This weekend, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then next week it's Wednesday, Friday, and 2 on Saturday. Pardon me. So the sound switch, for, like I said again, for doing the DMX, I've only seen the presentations at the expo. I think it's great, but I don't do enough to where I've sit and studied it. I couldn't answer a single question you had, I'm sure. There's really nothing I could help you without there. I'm sorry. I do know that they have that for, like you said, for Serato. They also have it where it ties directly in to the Prime 4, to where you don't even need to have that. It's part of their system there. I do know that sound switch and other stuff ties into virtual, because virtual actually started doing that years ago with one of the free lighting control companies. I can't remember what it is, that you could tie into virtual and do the same thing a few years ago. But it's getting really kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Really, really pro level now with some of the stuff. Do the bars through gig have their own gear? Oh, yeah, everything has their own sound, lighting, video, because some of the places I DJ video, so I'm coming into a DJ booth that has a full lighting and sound system. Some of them have light techs that run the lights all night while you just DJ. I'm walking in, plugging into the sound, and some of them I plug in HDMI that kicks my video out to the screens, stuff like that. I just basically walk in with a backpack that has my laptop, my headphones, some cords, and my controller, and pop in, do my thing there, and walk out. That's basically what my gig is. For what I do. I don't make near as much money as the mobile guys do, but I just love it. I don't enjoy doing the weddings and different things. I don't have fun at them. I have fun doing this. I smile. I literally have people come up to me. This is what freaks me out because I don't understand this, and maybe someday one of y'all who maybe gets this and can explain it to me better. I don't understand this. I literally have people come up to me every week when I'm DJing and say, "You look so happy. We're having so much fun here, and you even look so happy." And I'm like, well, wait, doesn't everybody look happy at your dancing, having fun? I mean, isn't this what it's about? So I don't understand why that they see that I have so much fun, but apparently I do. And that's what I love about doing this, is because apparently I must lose myself in the moment of mixing and get into the stuff that they get into and jump. Because I move around a lot when I dance, when I DJ. I dance a lot, move around. I have a lot of fun. But at the weddings, you kind of have to fit a part, whether that part be the wedding DJ that's a little bit more out there and silly, or the wedding DJ that's a little bit more refined and polished. Each one you kind of have to play. But at the clubs, I'm just having fun. In fact, literally on my computer down below the screen, from my label maker, I put "Just Have Fun." And I do that so that if any night I get stressed out about not doing a good job, I missed a mix, blah, 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 I got to keep reminding myself, I get to DJ for a living. People are paying me to play music, and I need to have fun. If I'm not having fun, I need to have fun. And if I'm doing bad, having fun's going to help. Being more serious is only going to just push me stressful further and do worse and worse. But if I just relax and have fun, it's all going to come together. And that's why I do what I do. And I try through Disc Jockey News and the stuff, the different things and other stuff we have coming up, can't talk about, to share with you guys on this stuff. And hopefully it helps you have fun at what you do. Whatever type of gig you do, whatever type of music you play, whatever your thing is, I want you to enjoy it too, because a lot of you guys, in fact, according to the Digital DJ Tips census last year, only 10% of the people who call themselves DJs are like me that do it full time. They make, this was their thing, 75 to 100% of their income from DJing. Only 10%. So I used to work a day job and do it, and according to the statistics, 90% of you work a day job and DJ. And to be able to just have fun and do what I do is a gift. And I try really hard not to look the gift horse in the mouth when I have bad days. And when maybe a club owner gets picky about something, or someone gets complaining about a song, because trust me, people come up to me all night long and go, "If you just play this, everyone will go crazy." And I'm like, no, they won't. And then they try to convince me into this. And I'm like, you realize you are the only person right now in this room that's not dancing. Everybody else is having a good time. You're over here yelling at me. And they look around and I'm like, just go have fun, So a couple more questions here before off there. I do a hookah lounge. Everyone says they have fun, but one manager says behind my back that I need to learn. I don't know. Again, managers are weird. Trust me. You can be in a place and a manager not like you for 6 months and then all of a sudden like you best. Do not be freaked out about that. I literally have places that I've had people go, I don't really like the stuff you're playing, and I play the same stuff the next week, and they're like, okay, yeah, that was better. Like, it literally is the same songs. There's other places I DJ at where they want a certain type of music that even though the people aren't asking for it, this is what the manager wants. I play it. The manager is extremely happy with the stuff I'm playing, so I keep playing that stuff even though people are asking for something a little bit different. So you're constantly having to deal with that. I always tell people that are young getting into the DJ business, they think that they want to show everybody what good music is, and the majority of your job as a DJ when you're out is making either the bar owner or the bar manager happy. That's one of the biggest things you have to do, and if you can knock that off and be happy too, then you're doing great. Like I said, it takes a lot. Again, I need to get off here because we're like past an hour, and John doesn't like me to go past an hour, but keep in mind, we're talking about, someone said they wish they could DJ full-time. Things in life are achievable, but you have to realize no matter what you want out of life, whether you want to have a family, whether you want to work in a corporate job, whether you want to start your own business, whether you want to DJ, there's so many things that can fit on your plate or on your table, however you want to say that, and other things have to be taken off to make stuff work. And I know for me, in my world, doing the stuff that I've been doing for 30 years now, performing, traveling the country, many things have had to come off the table. Relationships, friends, nice cars, nice things in the house, nice places to live. I've gone before where I've went on trips. I talk about this all the time, where I've had a tour where I've gone out on a tour and I knew that it was going to be out for like 2 or 3 days or a day, or usually 2 days. And I would say, okay, I don't have money to buy food, so I have a box of granola bars that I'm taking with me. And for those 2 days, that was my food for that tour, was granola bars, because I wanted to do that. So there are things that you're going to have to take off the table sometimes to put on. And like I said, I've sacrificed relationships, girlfriends, friends, everything, because this is what I'm going for. And you can't have it all on the table. If you can figure out how to have it all on the table, write a book and you'll make $1 million. But it's to work DJing full time. Other stuff has to come off the table. Like when the last job I worked, corporate America, I was a compliance analyst for one of the biggest financial companies in the entire world. And I literally made double there at what I do DJing. Literally double, plus paid vacations. I had 5 weeks paid vacation, paid holidays, paid sick days, a really good benefits package, retirement package, everything. I had it all there, but I was miserable. So now I make half of that. No paid sick days, no paid holidays, no paid vacations, pay for my own whatever, everything else. I had to take all of that off the table to achieve this. So you can achieve it, but you have to ask yourself first, are you willing to let go of things? If not, then do it part-time and have fun with that. I mean, it's fun no matter what you do, but have fun with it. So, yeah, it's really, like I said, I don't recommend that you walk away from a day job. I recommend that you look at it, and when it comes to a point where it makes sense, because I know other people have worked a day job and it came to a point of their income where they just said, okay, now's the time. And that's what it was with me, is that day job was stressing me out so bad because we were working with international clients, and it was really, really difficult dealing with FCC rules of international levels, and it was killing me health-wise, killing me everything, and I got a chance to walk away at a certain point, and I did, and that was the reason why I did it. It was tough, trust me. It was so freaking hard, like ridiculously stupid hard. But literally on my calendar, and I celebrate things to celebrate them because you have to celebrate as much as you can, that on my calendar tomorrow is 8 years that I walked away from the day job. So I've been without a day job now for 8 years tomorrow, and it has been really hard, and I know there's going to be hard times ahead. But this is what I want to do, and I want to figure out how to do it better, and then teach other people how to do it better, let them know, so that we can all go out and have fun. So with that said, I think I need to call it a night. We're on way too long. Keep in mind, Disc Jockey News has lots of stuff coming on. I don't know what they have the rest of this week. I know next week's Thanksgiving, so I don't know what their live shows are. Pay attention to that. Definitely go check out all the information on the Photo Booth Expo and the stuff that's coming up, and also information that will be coming up in 2021. That information will be out soon. But a lot of cool stuff going on. And I want to thank you all for hanging in here for such a long freaking show and hanging out with me. I appreciate every one of y'all from all over the world tonight, all over the United States, all over the world, with people from every different continent that you guys shouted out. Thank you so freaking much for hanging out. It's been a blessing to get to do this with you guys. And as I say at the end of every show, take care of yourselves, and more importantly, take care of each other, because it's a crazy world out there. Until next time, take care. God bless.